Hey, it's Allie for herb.com. We are here at the Detour Festival, and I am so lucky to be standing with Cut Copy. Last time I saw you was in Austin, and we had to forcibly remove one of your fans from your dressing room. Remember that?
Yeah, that was an interesting experience.
I read somewhere that you said in Australia people don't normally tend to come out for like the opening bands, and that when you were playing in the States and you were opening up for Daft Punk, I believe it was, and also Franz Ferdinand, you noticed that a lot of like Americans would come out and really watch and enjoy the opening bands. Do you see that difference in Europe as well, or is there specific places that are a little bit more open to certain kinds of music or to newer bands, newer artists?
I think in the States there's more of a culture than perhaps, well, definitely in our country and probably more so than in Europe or in the UK, of actually just like being quite interested in what the support bands are about and actually just giving them their full attention. I think in Australia people just talk straight through all the support bands. They're only really interested in the headliners. So I mean, it kind of worked well for us when we started because we did a lot of support, support shows and things like that. And you play to different crowds, and that's kind of part of the enjoyment of playing live, like just not quite knowing what to expect. And I think with our music, it's always been cool because we haven't had to really sort of choose one thing or been pigeonholed too much, because we sort of we can play with indie acts, and we can play with like full-on sort of brave dance bands, or more sort of DJ-oriented stuff.
But we want to bring something more to that as well, and a real live element that's sort of loose and song-structured and performed with instruments as much as we can. That's what we find interesting to watch, and so that's kind of what we want to do when we play live.
Do you find that that's more engaging because you guys are less just behind the decks and more of like playing instruments and actually trying to connect with people out in the crowd?
Sure. I mean, personally, I find that. Like I say, when I see bands that I really enjoy seeing live, that's the kind of thing that I like to see, and I think we all feel a bit the same. When we do our live show, that's something that we want to bring to it.
Here comes the tough ones. All right, if this whole festival was like a reality show like Survivor, and you guys had to vote another band off the island, which band today would you vote off? Throw it down, my friend. Throw it down.
Who's playing the same time as us? Maybe we could vote them off.
Yeah, whoever's playing opposite Cut Copy.
Yeah. Just vote them off, and the presets.
And the presets. Ooh, your label mates. Interesting. Well, I'm going to speak to them next. We'll see if they say you, and then
As far as telling people who to vote for, I think it's probably not for us to say.
Right. How about you?
Yeah, I mean, I think we feel the same. We don't have these, as much as we have our own personal opinions, we're not somebody who wants to sort of project those onto others and, shout out loud what we think and what we'd encourage others to do. If anything, people should maybe just sort of think for themselves and, think.
But we don't do that here.
Well,
Thank you guys so much for talking to us. We're looking forward to the show. And enjoy the fine weather while you're here.
Yeah, we'll do.
All right? Thanks.
Thanks for having me.
Sure. It's Allie McLean for herb.com with Cut Copy.